Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another Rise of the Relics territory battles video guide. You'll be able to find this and all my territory battle guides on my SWGOH for Life website. If you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out, there'll be a link in the description below. On this one I'll be taking you to the planet of Felucia. So there's Sector 2 mixed zone, and I don't have a whole lot of battles to show you just because all the units that are specifically required, like Relic 6 Hondo, Relic 6 Young Lando and Relic 6 Jabba, I don't have those, so just gonna be one mixed mission, one team there, and then two different fleet battles. But at least we can go through the mission requirements here and things like that, and show you some team suggestions that others have reported they do work in those missions. Alright, let's first kick off with going through platoon abilities. So obviously depending on what level you unlock, well, it's really operations. I should really stop calling them platoons, right? They're called operations. You get different bonuses, so if you do complete 2 operations, then you unlock level 1. So whenever an ally uses special abilities, they gain a stack of profit. At level 2, you gain 2 stacks, and at level 3, you gain 4 stacks of profit. So a little bit nice extra boost, I guess, but I don't think it's going to affect the outcomes of these battles a whole lot, to be honest. But anyways, the operations out of the way, let's now start looking at the missions and what's waiting for you. So we got a Hondo mission here, and the modifier actually not just for Hondo but for all these ground missions is the same. So the start of each turn you gain heal over time. While you have heal over time, you have extra defense and immune to buff immunity, and then whenever a heal over time expired, you gain offense up. I guess nice to have, but again, same like operations here. I don't think they're really all that groundbreaking, game breaking really. So for the Hondo mission, obviously from what I've seen, there are 2 ways to approach this. If you do have good bounty hunter squad, apparently under boss lead, these guys can get the job done. If not, then Ray and Dash scoundrel team as well, they should be able to knock this out from what I've seen from other players. And you do face in first wave this was it Imperial Officer and then Grand Moff Tarkin in second wave. So moving on to the next mission where you have to use Young Lando. Mine is still gear 11, so nowhere near really, but hey, at least closer than Hondo. Hondo's at gear 8. So similar in here, same modifier, and again some of the team suggestions here are Ray, Cat, Dash, so some sort of scoundrel team here, a little bit built around Young Lando, just to keep everybody alive, and hopefully you can defeat these guys. Now in terms of the enemies, in wave 1 again Imperial Officer, and then actually Iden in second wave, so maybe that could be tricky. From what I've seen from footage, it can be challenging at times, so let me know if you guys have tried it, how it's going for you. And then finally coming over to the only ground mission that I'm currently able to really attempt is this one here. So in the first one we are going up against pirates, and then Hondo in the second wave. Again, the same modifier as mentioned in the beginning, so nothing really too crazy here. Various teams, whatever you've got, like I do not have a full 501st squad at Relic 6 or above. Same goes for my Rebel squad, they're not on Relic 6. I haven't tried Grand Inquisitor yet because I usually use them over on Geonosis on the dark side. Be on the lookout for that guy as well actually. So what I usually end up doing is Palpatine. Now if you do have Mara, she's obviously great in here, but mine's Relic 5, so even without Mara I was actually able to get this done with Palps. You don't really need her to get this done. And finally Jabba's mission there, obviously I'm pretty sure whatever you throw in with Jabba should be able to handle these guys quite easily. And finally over to the fleet mission. So this is similar like the mix mission here in the ground. It's pretty straightforward, depending obviously on what fleets you've got. Just showing you the modifier here. It's kind of similar, but instead of health over time you gain protection over time, and similar like in ground missions, it doesn't play a whole big part in the whole battle. So I'll be doing 2 battles here actually. So one will be with Executor and another one with Malevolence. Whichever fleet you use here, pretty straightforward. As you can see, I actually will not be using Razor Crest because I had to put it in operations, I believe, somewhere. So even without Razor Crest, Executor and Bounty Hunters will be able to knock this out. Okay, so let's now move over to the gameplay part of the video, where I'll be showing the one and only team I actually have here for this mix zone, which is Palpatine. without Mara, without Starkiller's Relic 5 as well. So I'm definitely, you know, beyond Sector 1, very limited with the actual teams I can try out. But hopefully, you know, you'll be able to see, if you do have similar teams, how they work. Just loaded speed on these guys. Didn't even bother emoting Tarkin, to be honest. He doesn't do a whole lot. And Thrawn, anyway, I have some solid mods on him as well anyways. Anyway, let's hop in the battle and let's get this thermometer train rolling. Choo choo choo. They got the couple of opening plays, but luckily they're Piet. He will come in quickly whenever his Empire allies are hit. He's getting bonus thermometer. And then I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to throw Tarkin under the bus because he doesn't really do anything for this team. And actually, he's quite durable. I think he's got quite high defense, so he can take a couple of hits. And then finally, my Darth Vader gets to go, so I can get all those debuffs going through Merciless, more debuffs, then chuck the Calling Blade, which then feeds the thermometer to the team. So I'm just going to do another Force Crush here for more debuffs, chuck it. Unfortunately there, we've got their Pirate Bruisers taunting, so hoping I can get around it. Wasn't able to dispel because unfortunately Piet can only dispel from light side enemies, and pirates are dark side, but shouldn't pirates be neutral like Hondo? Anyway, that's a discussion for another time. So at the end I had to fracture Pirate Bruiser, and then again we go another Merciless. Really, because of Darth Vader in here, constantly fueling thermometer to the team, you can really run circles around these guys. Now we go, come on, more debuffs. There we go, Vader, another Merciless, just speeding up the footage because these guys are durable, so these battles do take a while, but eventually you're able to keep everybody stunned, shocked, and let Darth Vader do what Darth Vader does. I'm going to go ahead now, save my special attacks for the next wave, just kind of doing basics here until I finish off the last remaining pirates. And now we got Hondo himself. Let's see how this will go. I'm just going to go ahead, hopefully get a stun on everybody. Perfect. I'm just going to go ahead, drop a fracture on Hondo. Don't want to deal with him. I do not have Hondo myself, so I don't fully understand what he does. But from what I've seen, if you do leave him to the end, he could be troublesome. But hey, we do have fracture here, so we do have a way to deal with him if he stays to the last. But on that, same thing as in the first one, just kind of spreading those debuffs, keep the train rolling, choo choo, and you know, eventually they will start dying off from damage over times, as well if they're shocked whenever they get a turn because of Palp's unique, they'll be taking some damage on top of damage over times. There we go, just keep going after Hondo, try to get him down, got him down, he didn't do a whole lot. Really, Palp's train here, even without Mara, was able to carry through here for the win in the mixed mission. Alright, let's head over to the fleets already. So we'll have two for you. We are facing Chimera, and the first one, Executor with Bounty Hunters, and the other three I just put here Geos, but you know, doesn't even matter to be honest. Even without Razor Crest, Executor and the 4 Bounty Hunters are enough to get these guys down. They obviously got some extra speed, so they get to jump start on you, but eventually, you know, you do get your plays going. We get our taunt up. Okay, here I come. They brought in what, TIE Interceptor. That's okay. Let's go ahead here and do just mass assist on TIE Advance. I just try to get it down. I know that Bounty Hunters can actually ignore the taunt from TIE Bomber, but the Executor can't, so I decided to get it down so I don't have to deal with it later on anymore. Let's go ahead, bring in our Boba, our first reinforcement. There we go, already TIE Bomber down for the count. And now we can just go ahead, go after TIE Advanced, try to get him down. Contract triggered, so we should be able to get to our ultimate in a timely manner. Finishing off their TIE Interceptor, and at this point, yeah, it's pretty much game over to be honest. There we go, Executor, even without Razor Crest, not much of an issue at all. And then I tried another time as well Malevolence. Malevolence itself works really well. I mean, with the buzz droids, we really melt these guys. Really, the thing is, as you've seen, one of the reinforcements they have is Kalos Command Shuttle, and this kind of negates the majority of the reinforcement ability from TIE Interceptor, namely the Dispel. So when they do reinforce TIE Interceptor, they don't really shake off their buzz droids, and that's when Malevolence can really chew through these guys very, very quickly. There we go, they're doing their best, but you know, it's just inevitable. We will take these guys down. There you go, TIE Bomber down already, bringing in Spies, the first reinforcement, finishing off TIE Advanced. Now we did lose somebody, but it's okay. We can finish off the TIE Fighter. We got now TIE Interceptor, bringing in another reinforcement, reapplying those buzzes, finishing off the last 2 ships, and this is pretty much it as well. Here Malevolence doing some quick and easy work on these guys. And that's all what I wanted to show in today's video. Hopefully it was useful and helpful, just going through the initial mechanics and missions and what teams you can use here on Felucia, and then the gameplay of the teams I could try personally myself. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in Sector 2 Geonosis video, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.